Hi, my name is Courtney, and today I'm going to show you how to do a bodyweight forearm plank. So I have my client here, Jordan, with me, and he is a rock climber. So the plank is a great exercise to help to develop core strength, specifically isometric core strength, which rock climbers need to be able to hold themselves in a position for a long time during a climb, especially if they're placing a piece of gear and they need to be in the same position for a few minutes. Not only that, but climbers need good core strength to be able to have good form during all the other movements during climbing. Ultimately, the plank serves as a good foundation for any other exercise that I would have my client performing. So, to perform the plank, we're first going to begin in a quadrant position on the floor, like so. This is considered to be the preparatory phase of the exercise. And then you're going to lower down onto the forearms, extend the legs out, and you're going to think tucking the hips under, keeping the back nice and straight. Holding this position is considered the central phase as well as the isometric phase of this exercise. Clients can start off by holding this exercise for about 20 seconds and then slowly progressing their way up at 10-second increments until they can at least hold the plank for 1 minute. You could also start the client by doing the plank on their knees if they are unable to hold this position. Yep, and then you're just going to hold this position. It's important to make sure that the elbow is in line with the shoulder and that the shoulder, elbow, and wrist are making a 90-degree angle. Also, when performing a plank exercise, we want to be sure to incorporate the 4 points of posture. So our shoulder blades should be retracted, our head should be looking forward, and our abs should be engaged. It's also important to make sure that the body is in a straight line from the ear to the hip all the way down to the ankle joint. You also want to cue the client on making sure that their core is engaged, so they can do this by tucking their pelvis and thinking of bringing their belly button towards their spine. You could even have them practice on the floor, arching their back, and then slowly pressing their hands into their tummy and pushing it into the floor to help them know what a neutral pelvic position feels like. So this exercise works the rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, and the erector spinae. These are the areas I would palpate to make sure that the client is engaging their muscles correctly. The secondary muscles trained during this exercise are also the trapezius, rhomboids, rotator cuff, deltoid, and pectoralis major muscle groups as stabilizers for the upper body, as well as the gluteus maximus, quadriceps, and gastrocnemius to help stabilize the lower body. Which runs here in the back. So keep that core engaged, squeeze the butt. Coaching the client to squeeze their core as well as squeeze the glutes helps to keep them focused on contracting their muscles the whole time so they can feel that isometric contraction and that they don't lose stability. And you want to make sure that the shoulder is in line with the elbow, so you can see that here, and he has about a 90-degree bend between his wrist, elbow, and shoulder. Having a strong plank is important to help build a foundation for performing other exercises, especially for rock climbers that need isometric core strength to be able to hold themselves in a position for several minutes at a time. Not only that, but pulling themselves up on the wall, they need core strength to help keep their lower back from arching, as well as to help maintain good posture. And then I'll have Jordan lower down. This is considered to be the terminal phase of the exercise. So there's a couple ways that people perform this exercise incorrectly. One of the ways is allowing their hips to sag to the floor. So you can see here his hips are sagged way too low, and this could put a lot of stress on the low back, and it doesn't really engage the core. To help this, focus on coaching the client to tuck their pelvis under and lift the hips a little bit higher to the sky to have a more neutral pelvic position. Again, like I mentioned earlier, you could have them practice laying on the floor on their back and arching their back first, and then tucking the pelvis and pressing their back into the floor so they know what it feels like to have the neutral spinal alignment. You will see a clip of me performing this drill momentarily. And while there is supposed to be a natural curve in the lumbar spine, doing the exercise in this way creates too much of an excessive curve and can lead to lower back pain and weaker core development. The drill I'm about to show is a good drill to use to help teach your client how to engage their core and maintain a neutral spinal position. So first you're going to have them lay down on their back with their knees bent, their feet flat on the floor. You're going to have them excessively arch their back to start, and then you're going to have them place their hands on their tummy here. And then you're going to have them think about pushing their belly button in towards their spine and contracting their abs. So this is more of a neutral pelvic position, and this is the position that we want to be holding when we're doing any type of plank position. So again, we arch up first, feel that this is bad alignment, and then we're going to place our hands down and push into the floor. And then another incorrect way is to allow the butt to be really high up in the air. So this doesn't really challenge the core effectively, and it can put stress on the anterior shoulder joint here. So we want to be in a more neutral position. Nice. Yep. And then ways I would progress this exercise is then teaching Jordan a side plank and maybe even a reverse plank. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.